the Winnipeg Fabric and Power BI user group. This is a new user group that was created from the Winnipeg Power Platform user group. So we had to do that because Power BI is now part of Fabric, and it's important for us to segregate the two groups. So the Microsoft Power Platform user group will now be focused on Power Apps, Automate, Copilot, Dataverse, and every other thing related to Power Platform. And for everything Power BI and Microsoft Fabric is going to go through the Winnipeg Fabric and Power BI user group. So welcome once again. Thank you for joining. You're highly appreciated. I promise you the bootcamp is going to be interesting. We are going to have different speakers who are going to come to talk to us about different topics based on their area of expertise. And you have the chance to ask questions, just feel at home, ask questions. If you have anything bothering you, if you need clarity, you are in the right place. You are free to, express yourself, and also one thing that we hold with high esteem is that mutual respect is, we hold it in very high esteem. It means that as a trainer, I'm expecting some level of, mutual respect from you as a listener, and also as the listener also, or as a student of this class, of this bootcamp, you're also expecting some level of mutual respect from me. So it is vice versa. So please, let there be respect, let there be coordination in the way we express ourselves, in the way we talk to each other. Let's let everything go smooth as possible. Okay, so let's go ahead. So for those that are new to Power BI, what's the full meaning of Power BI? Power BI is Microsoft Power Business Intelligence, right? If you look at LinkedIn recently, you see that Power BI clocked 10 years this year. So which means that Power BI has been since 2015, and sincerely, it has changed people's life. It has changed people's career. It has upgraded their skills. And between 2015 to 2025, up to today, there has been a lot of improvements, a lot of changes, a lot of new features that has been added to Power BI Desktop, right? There have been a lot of updates, a lot of new features, a lot of innovation, creativity. There's a lot of community, a lot of platforms where people express their concerns, areas of improvement. And one good thing about Microsoft is that they've given people that chance. They have that platform to hear people's concern, and they've made changes, to a lot of different parts or sections or different features of Microsoft Power BI. Now, you might ask yourself, why are you in this class? Why do you even need to learn Power BI? Now, you need to learn Power BI because, number one, Power BI is a very interesting tool to learn, right? Power BI can change your life forever and ever. It means that your knowledge of Power BI can give you the opportunity, to get employment in whether it's a small company, whether it's a medium organization, whether it's a big organization, whether it's a multinational. You'll be able to, apply and secure jobs. It means that you'll be able to negotiate, better salary. You'll be able to negotiate, better benefits at work. You'll be able to build real world solutions, something that can help organizations to thrive. We are building reports, and the reports that you are going to be building, the kind of dashboards you're going to be building, is going to inform business decision. So we are building something that is real, that is tangible, that organizations can actually use, to help their decision making, to help them to allocate resources better, right? So having Power BI skills is one of the, top skills to have, especially, in fact, I would say everywhere in the world. It's not limited to a particular region or a particular place, right? Whether you are in North America, whether you're in Africa, whether you are in South America, whether you are in Asia, any part of the world, right? Your Power BI skills can take you to the next level, right? Because there is a lot of integration of other external tools, other external platforms with Power BI, which makes Power BI a very interesting tool. Now, let's look at some of the salaries. I'll take an example of North America, for example. Salaries of Power BI analysts or developers. Let's take a look at that. So AI is giving me some suggestions based on different websites, right? Now, the salary of a Power BI developer analyst varies based on experience, right? Location and employer. In Canada, for example, a Power BI developer can expect an average salary between 70,000 per annum, right, to 110 per year. That is between 70 and 110 per year, right? While in the US pays more, right? And you can see something around 100 to 120 USD annually. In Canada, for example, there's what they call T4 and incorporated, right? That is, you either get your salary on T4 or you get it on. Now, if you some people when they do incorporated, they make more money because for incorporated, it is like B2B, which means that you register a company and you get paid through your company's accounts, which means that the work might not have any attachments as per health insurance and every other benefit that a full-time person would have, right? But the pay is higher. The pay is higher because you can get something that's up to $100 per hour, $120 per hour, sometimes minimum of like $80 per hour if you are working on incorporated, not on T4, which means that you can make more money, right? If you are working on contracts and you are being, and the deal is incorporated, not T4. So I can tell you that even some people that are doing full time, some people that are on full time Power BI developer role, right? On a full as a full-time employee, some people even make up to 80 per hour, right? And for US, I know that they pay more, right? They pay more than that, right? Because there's a higher salary scale in the US, right? For Europe, I might not really, I might not really, be able to say much about Europe because I've not lived there before. I don't know how much, but it's something that we can check out anyway. For in Europe, let's see, let's have an idea of how much. So in Europe, Power BI developers earn, so based on your location, your experience, and your employer, you can earn up to 30,000 euros to 80,000 gross. That's before tax and all, right? And with higher salaries in Western Europe, like the likes of Germany, the likes of France, the likes of the UK. So you can see that there's a lot of opportunities and more salary negotiation, more higher salary scale for Power BI developer. And because companies need to use their data in order to create reports, in order to create dashboards, in order to make informed decision. So I can tell you that what you are about to venture into today, what you are about to learn, is something that can change your life forever and ever, right? All we are demanding from you, from this bootcamp, is for you to be serious, take your learnings very serious. At the end of each class, the videos are going to be posted on YouTube. Please go to the YouTube page. I'm going to share that with you and watch the video. Watch the video. I'll be giving you this link because you are going to be reading through the Microsoft Learn page, which is the certification page for an examination called PL 300, which is the Microsoft certified Power BI Data Analyst Associate. Now, when you take register and you pass the PL 300 exam, then you are going to be given this certification, the Microsoft Certified Power BI Data Analyst Associate. So I will encourage us that at the end of this bootcamp, you all should prepare to write this exam. Now, uh, last year October, that was when we started the Winnipeg Power Platform User Group. We had something like a boot camp. It wasn't a boot camp per se, but it was more of like an internal arrangement in the user group. And we had a class from October to April this year, where we were teaching Power BI every Wednesdays and Sundays. And at the end of it all, we had like about 4 to 5 people in the class who passed their PL 300 exam, right? By the virtue of the trainings from the class. So I would recommend that, no matter how you are in a boot camp, and how no matter how you register, or you are being taught a different topics, you also need to also do the extra work as a student, right? So what that means is that you also need to also go online after the class, whatever topic that you've been taught in class, also do some extra research online, read more about the topic so that you can have more broader knowledge instead of just relying on whatever we have done in the boot camp. So even if you are in a paid class, right? Even if you are in a paid class, you still have to do the extra, because for you to be good in whatever tech career you have chosen, the extra work too is very, very important. The extra work is very, very important. So, guys, if you have friends that wants to learn Power BI, you can send the link to them for them to join, for them to also participate and enjoy this wonderful free boot camp. Okay, so let me share this link with you. And I'm also going to guide you on how you can use this Microsoft Learn, right? How you can use it to start your learning journey. So if you go to this website and you scroll down, you're going to see different modules that you need to go through for you to pass the exam, right? And this is the first module, get started with Microsoft Data Analytics. And this will give you like a background to what Power BI is, some of the different roles that we have in data, the different tasks of a data analyst. You are going to be able to do what is called knowledge check, right? To test your knowledge. So we can start with the introduction part today. So today I'm only going to introduce you to what Power BI is about, what's the work of a data analyst in an organization, the different roles we have in an organization, the different roles in data that we have. And also we are going to do like a knowledge check, and I want you guys to be, fully involved, be attentive, don't be distracted. Whatever you are doing at the moment, make sure all your attention is focused on today's class. So let me introduce myself. My name is Benga Adeyemo, and I currently live Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, and I'm also a Microsoft certified Power BI Data Analyst Associate. And recently, I also got an award from Microsoft, which is the Microsoft MVP, which means Most Valuable Professional. So I've been teaching Power BI now for 6 years, and I've mentored a lot of people on this journey. If I should start counting, you're going to be more than 3,000. If I should combine both the paid sections I've done and the free sections, by the virtue of community, I would tell you that I've trained more than 3,000 people on Excel, on SQL, on Power BI. And now, by the virtue of career upgrade, I'm also moving to analytics engineering, you know, with Microsoft Fabric. So the journey is is an unending journey because learning never stops. There's always something new to learn at every point in time, right? And it's always important to always be up to date on the latest technology changes, on the latest updates, you know, always learning, always reading, always watching videos from time to time, always building your skill because that is one thing that will set you apart from other people is to always go beyond the basics, right? So I'm an experienced data analyst. I'm a senior data analyst, and uh, I can tell you that if anybody tells you that, oh, to be a data analyst is a very easy task, that would be a very big lie because it requires a lot of commitment. Sometimes it might get tiring. That's the truth of the matter. But what we what we encourage you is that something that I used to tell people is that uh, you should be encouraged to always forge ahead because of what I'll tell you why. It's important because you will look at your environment sometimes and you look at the different job roles and you look at yourself, what kind of job role or what kind of career paths will allow me to be able to build real world solutions and will allow me to also work remotely and I can earn better and higher. And that is when you choose a career path in tech. I'm telling you, and Power BI developer and Power BI analyst is one of them. Is one of them. Is one of those career paths that that can make you get remote work. You work from the comfort of your home. You earn better. You earn higher, right? Unless maybe you want to. I'm not trying to talk down on anybody doing anything. But if you really want something better, you know, for your lives, I I think that being a Power BI developer should be one of your considerations, which I'm happy that you are here today to start the journey, right? As a data analyst, there will be days where there will be challenges in understanding the data. There are days that there will not be much clarity, and you have to by yourself figure things out, right? There will be days where you'll be happy because you just built one beautiful looking dashboard and reports, and your stakeholders are, they have good comments to say that, oh, very nice dashboard. It has clarity. It's very looking interesting. And there are days whereby it will look as if, oh my God, why am I here? You know, just have to, be consistent. Don't give up. It's going to be interesting. At some point, it's going to be challenging. I'll tell you from my experience that sometimes it's not always rosy. There are the happy days, there are the challenging days, but you just have to be there because you know where you are coming from, how you started the journey initially. So it's very important for you to always, keep up, be there, show up on time, and always keep learning. That's the most important part of it. Always keep learning. So as a data analyst, you are on a journey. And what would they mean by that when we say you're on a journey? Because every day data is being generated, billions and zillion data, you know, they are generated every single day. So you can imagine the volume of data that is generated every day in different parts of the world, in different source systems, in different applications, and we generate this data. Now, when these data are being generated, they are stored in a place called the database, right? Where they are stored, whether they are unstructured, whether they are structured data, right? And when we say structured data, we mean a data in a tabular format, like the way you have the data that will have the rows and columns and all of those things, right? But when we talk of unstructured data, we mean like your audio files, your video files. Those are examples of unstructured data. Now, when we say semi-structured, it means that we're talking about the data that has a mixture of structured and unstructured. Now, I want to ask you a question, guys, so test your knowledge. And I would like to answer through the chat section. Now, tell me, uh, a LinkedIn or a Twitter post, is this a structured or unstructured data? I would like your responses. I want this class to be very active. I want your full attention. Guys, okay, somebody said unstructured. Okay. Oh, Fisayo said structured. Okay. Unstructured data, a LinkedIn post or a Twitter post, is it a structured or unstructured data? Everybody, please respond to the chat section. Somebody said both. Okay. Somebody said both. Okay. Unstructured, unstructured. Okay. Unstructured. Okay. Semi-structured. Oh, okay. Thank you, everyone, for your responses. But the answer is a Twitter post, a LinkedIn post is unstructured, right? It is unstructured data, right? It is not semi-structured and it is not structured. It is unstructured data, right? Okay, so let's say, for example, you work in a business, in a retail business, right? You work in a retail business and you are going to be generating lots of data that will impact your, inventory tracking, identify purchase habits of, your customers, that would help you detect trends and patterns, that will help you recommend purchases and determine price optimization and identify or stop fraud. So you can see that the data analysis, based on your domain and based on industry you are working, you are somebody of impact all through. And your work is very important because you are going to be helping organizations to draw out insights, whether on a day-to-day, whether on a daily basis, whether on a weekly basis, depending on the structure of the organization. So because you're in your work as a data analyst, you are going to be working not as a loner, but you are going to be working in a team of data experts, like your data engineers, your data scientists, your analytics engineer, your data architects, and all of those people. You are going to be working hand in hand with them, especially when you're working on a project or especially when you want to achieve a goal, right? So data analysis work is not something you do as a loner. You work together with other people. You're going to be working with stakeholders. Who are stakeholders? Stakeholders are people that are using these reports to make decisions for the organization. Right? They are the decision makers. They are your directors, your assistant directors, your managers, your vice president, your VP, your president, your company's president, the CEO, the chairman, board of directors. Those are the stakeholders that you are going to be dealing with. They are the ones that are using these reports, these insights that you are generating from this data to make decisions that will take the company to the next level. That will give them that opportunity to know the next line of action. So your work is a very interesting work, is a very important role in the organization, right? So uh, in any organization as a data analyst, you are not just building data reports or dashboards or whatever, right? You are also building a data culture, because what we mean by that is that when you build data culture, it means that your organization will not be able to do anything unless they consult the oracle. And what do I mean by consulting the oracle? I mean, when they consult you, you are the oracle here. For those that understand what I'm saying, you are the oracle here. They will consult you, look at your insights, look at your data, and they will not be able to make any decision without the insight from your data. And when your company gets to that level, I can tell you that as a data analyst, you have done well because you have built, you know, a data culture in the organization. Because you're not just building dashboard, you are also telling a story with the data, right? And the data storytelling is one important skill that you must have as a Power BI developer, as a Power BI analyst or as a data analyst, right? Okay, let's go to the next section here. Let's go to the overview of data analysis. So we have the different categories of analysis. We have descriptive, we have diagnostic, we have predictive, we have prescriptive, and we have artificial intelligence. So when we mean descriptive, from the word descriptive, it means that you are describing something that has happened in the past, right? That is the meaning of descriptive. You are reporting or talking about something that's happened in the past, right? You are describing a past event, right? For example, we made 200,000 in our last in the last quarter. We sold 500 products last week Monday. We made 20% profit in compared to our last year's sales. These are descriptive analysis. You are describing past events, right? When it comes to diagnostic, it means that you are identifying anomalies, right? You are collecting data related to anomaly, and you are now using statistical methods, right, to explain or explore the trends that relate to anomaly. So you are looking at what is the cause of an event, and you are trying to look at the indicators that are affecting the anomaly that is happening, right? Now, predictive analytics has to do with forecasting. That's to do with trying to predict the future. You want to be able to, or you want to know, um, you want to know what the future will look like. So you are using your past data to predict what the future is going to look like. So we use predictive tools, like machine learning and statistical techniques to actually predict the future based on our past data. When we say prescriptive, what we mean by that is that after you've known the past, you know the present, you know what the future looks like, and you want to take the course of action that is going to, you want to take like an action that will help um, you to instigate better strategies that are going to help the future. Because when you know that, okay, based on your present data, if you continue selling the way you are selling, the maximum profit margin that you are going to make as a company will be at this threshold. And you can look at every method, every style, every strategy you can use to avoid, you know, hanging at a particular threshold. So that is an example of prescriptive, right? Knowing the next course of action on what to do, right, is prescriptive analysis or analytics, right? Artificial intelligence is when you use data AI, right? When you use AI to answer questions about your data. It means that you are infusing or you are enabling different AI systems, right? Like your natural language process, like your co-pilots, right? Or your chat GPT, all of those AI platforms, you are infusing them with, you know, your data to be able to answer questions. Imagine me connecting my reports to Copilot, and I can say, what is what is what is our minimum sales, our amount. As if I'm talking to AI and AI is responding to me, right? Now, let's go to the next section here. So I'm going to run through this. Now, we have different roles in data. We have different roles in data. This is a very important part for you guys to know. We have different roles in data. We have the business analyst. We have the data analyst. That's where you come in. We have the data engineer. We have the analytics engineer, and we have the data scientist. And these are people that are in the different data roles. And now we are going to explore what each of them, what they do, right? For you to have a better understanding of maybe in the nearest future, some of you might want to upgrade to being a data engineer from here. Probably you want to upgrade to being an analytics engineer, right? So it all depends on you. But sometimes some people would say that, well, it is interesting if you start from your career, you know, from being a data engineer, sorry, data analyst, and then you probably upgrade to either a data engineer, analytics engineer, or a data scientist. It all depends on you and your new area of interest. I've seen people that when they wanted to launch or venture into data, some people went for data engineering straight off. They didn't even, they were not a data analyst before. They jumped straight to being a data engineer. And I've seen people that started their journey as a data analyst, by the virtue of career upgrade, they were able to, you know, upgrade to become a data engineer or analytics engineer, right? And I've seen people that started their journey as a data engineer and now they are business analysts. So what that means is that they are more of like a data project manager, or some companies call them like data product manager. So there are people that they've had the technical experience over the years, and now they are more of like a lead in terms of they are in charge of, coordinating the data team, coordinating projects, data projects, and they can add in their 1 or 2 cents to the project because they already have the technical experience before. And now, because of their level of growth, they are moved from technical roles to non-technical. So now they are more of like a lead, more of like managers, more of like, you know, more of like coordinators. Let me put it that way. So different people move within different data roles based on different factors. Might be that, some people are tired of technical, they want to go to non-technical parts. They've done a lot of things over the years and they feel they need rest. They need to just coordinate and validate whatever the technical things are doing. Some people enjoy the technical. I've seen people that will be they will be in a position for more than 15 years and they've never dreamt of becoming a manager. And that's because they enjoy the technical part of things, and you know that when they become managers, they might probably not even do anything technical at all again. And they will say, no, let me just be on technical. I enjoy coding. I enjoy writing DAX. I enjoy writing SQL queries. And they are going to be, they are going to be there, right? So let's explore the different rules in data, right? And let's see how they are related or how they are dependent on each other. So let's start with the business analyst. Now, between a, so let me call them BA to shorten. So between a BA and a DA, right? Between a BA and a DA, there might be some similarities. So in some organizations, they usually call data analysts business data analysts, or you see something called business analyst. So what would matter is if you see a job advert, whether it is business analyst, whether it is data analyst, just try and read the job description, right? That's what really matters. For example, I saw an advert recently from is it ShareDebt or WRHA, and the title is business analyst. But if you look at the job description, right, it's data analysis because it's Power BI, Fabric, SQL, dashboard, reporting, and all of those things. So, IBM Cognos is there and all of those too. So when you see an advert, before you conclude that the work is not for you, always ensure that you go through the job description. The job description, that is very, very important. It's very, very important, guys, to go through the job description. So there might be some kind of similarities between a BA and a DA, right? But the thing is that a BA is more closer to the business because they are the ones that do what we call requirements gathering. They are the ones that gather requirements from the stakeholder. A stakeholder wants to solve a problem. A stakeholder is seeing a problem. The company wants to move from X to Z, right? And the stakeholder will come to the BA guy or the BA lady and say, oh, we want to build this report. We want to build this solution. We want to have this and have that. And the BA is going to document the requirements, right? He's going to document the requirements and now go to the rest of the data team and say, oh, this is the requirement from the stakeholders. We need to build this, we need to build that. And the person will follow up with the data team and say, okay, what do we have available? Oh, we have this data available. This data, we are collecting this data, is being stored here. Oh, this one is unrealistic. We don't have this now, but we can start collecting the data, blah, blah, blah. And they will be able to see what is obtainable. And the BA will go back to the stakeholder and say, okay, I've had a meeting with the technical team, and based on the requirements, this is what is available for us to start this project or for us to start building this particular solution, right? And you have an agreement, what they call it, what they call sign off, right? You have what's called sign off, which means that the stakeholders know what is obtainable, they are aware, and they are giving the go ahead to the technical team to continue building or they should start building the solution, right? And we will now start from data engineer. Data engineer is not that person, is that guy that would understand the what we call application databases, that will understand the different tables, that understands it to some extent also will understand the business process, right, of that organization, and will be able to write scripts. It will be able to build pipelines that will move the data from the application database to a place we call a data mart or a data warehouse, right? Now, the difference between a data application database that we call it OLTP, let me put it in the chat section, OLTP systems, right? Is the database where all the raw data from your different source systems, where they are being stored, right? Where they are being stored, where they are sitting, where the raw data is sitting, is the application database, which we call online transactional processing. That is the OLTP systems, right? Now, the data engineer will move the data, will migrate that data from the raw state to what is called a clean state. It means that the data will have, from the raw data, it will have gone through some high level of transformation, cleaning the data, changing data types, transforming the data in a way that it can be used for analytics and reporting. That is why at the beginning of every project, the role of a data engineer is a very important role because he knows the databases. He will go there and build pipelines that will migrate data from the application database to the data warehouse or what we call a data mart, right? Or maybe something like a contextual set of tables based on the particular requirements, right? So now when the data engineer has done all the work, the person will be skilled with understanding both on-premise data, on-premise tools for navigating through on-prem data, and tools for navigating cloud data. The person will understand different cloud platforms. The person will be skilled in SQL. The person will know Python to some extent. The person might even know PySpark. A data engineer will understand different cloud platforms. From Microsoft, it is the Azure platform or Microsoft Fabric, right? The person will, understand how to build a very optimized and cost-friendly pipelines that will move data from one place to another. So sometimes they also deal with the infrastructure parts, right? All the infrastructure, the different tools, applications that you'll be using for data engineering workloads. Data engineer will have a very good, solid background of these platforms, right? Now, a data an analytics engineer, what is their own task? I know the AE role is still something that is still new, but it's not that new in a sense because it has been here for a while now, right? So it's not completely 100% new, right? So where an AE guy comes in is that he will be the one that will he will be the one that would build what we call a semantic model. So after the data engineer has done all the data integration, the pipelines, the migration, and all, he will be the what he also has a very good understanding of the business. He will be able, based on requirements, he will be able to build a semantic model that fits into uh, the kind of um, career what's it called? He will be able to build semantic model that fits into the kind of data or the kind of reports. Sorry, guys, for that. The kind of reports that um, you want to build, that the company wants to build, right? So, an AE guy is a very important person in the business intelligence cycle because it's going to be building all the data model that you are going to be using. So it means that the person will have good understanding of data warehousing, data lake, and also be able to, add good knowledge about SQL, right? And they will know how to also build, they also have knowledge on building pipelines that are going to, that is going to help automate the movement of data from one place to another. Just give me a minute, guys. Just give me a minute. Let's go down. Okay, somebody wants to join us. Let me send them the link. I don't know, for some reasons they are unable to see get the link. Okay, just give me a minute, guys, so I can send the link to the person and you can join. Okay. So let's now go to data analyst. So after the semantic model has been built, the analyst guy will now be the one to build the reports, build the dashboard, write DAX measures, write measures, do all of those calculations, based on the way the company, based on the way they are calculating their KPIs, their measures, there are different metrics that they are tracking, right? So the person will be able to uh, build reports based on the semantic model that has been built by the analytics engineer, right? Data scientists, oh my God, these guys are the gurus of statistics, mathematics, probability, calculus. They are the good, they are the stat and math guys that knows how to do forecasting, that knows how to do predictive analytics. They are very well rooted in using both structured data or unstructured data to do what we call predictive analytics, right? So um, you see now that everybody's work is somehow related and interdependent on each other, right? So data scientists, they are the guys that will do machine learning, that we do, all of those predictive stuff, right? And they can build different models that will help them, that will help the company to be able to forecast a lot of future occurrence. Now, guys, I want you to tell me in the chat section, do you understand to this point all my explanations, or is there any area you want me to come in? You can use the chat section to reply. Before I move forward, do you have clarity with my explanation? Okay, I'm only seeing two people respond. Okay, three now. And we have people that are here, we are 20. So I want more responses just to show that you understand my explanation and we can move ahead to the next stage. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for your response. Good. Now let's now go to the work of a data analyst because the class is focused on the work or the task of a data analyst, right? And a data analyst is a very critical person in an organization, as I said earlier. And if you look at the Microsoft standard, these are the 5 major tasks of a data analyst: prepare, analyze, model, manage, and visualize. And I'm going to explain what this means. We're going to be explaining that to you, right? When we say prepare, it means that as a data analyst, even though you built a semantic model, even though you already have the data transformed by the data engineer and blah, 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 you still need to have a knowledge on data preparation. It means how to clean the data, how to do aggregations, how to do transformations with your data, how to remove unnecessary columns, unnecessary data that does not relate to the reports, or that does not relate to the kind of solution that you are building. Removing anomalies, detecting anomalies from the data, helping sure that you are optimizing the data so well, you're optimizing the reports such that uh, it's not going to be hanging. You're not going to have to refresh and wait and wait and wait and wait. So you have to be able to optimize your queries in such a way that your data will load faster, they will be well transformed, and you have a good understanding of how to optimize your queries. So when it comes to preparation, we talk about profiling your data, cleaning your data, and transforming your data, right? It means that you have good understanding of how to connect the data to different data sources, right? You can connect to on-prem data sources. You can connect to cloud data sources, right? So that is part of your work as a data analyst. And also, you also have to be aware or know the different privacy and security issues or security measures that you can put in place to protect your data, right? Model, although I told you guys that an AE person does the uh, modeling, but let me now tell you this. Let's now assume that you work in a small organization that they don't have a complete a complete data team. You might find yourself, you might find yourself, you are the data engineer, you are the all in all. I've seen companies like that. You are the all in all, you are the almighty. You are the data engineer, you are the scientist, you are the AE, you are everything, you are the BA. That usually happens mostly if you work in a very small organization and they do not have the capacity to hire a full-fledged uh you know data to have a full-fledged data team, right? And you have to be the one to do data migration by yourself. So that means that you are going to be multi-skilled. You have to know how to, your job role might be data analyst, but you might find yourself doing more than that. Just the scope of your work can go beyond being a data, just being somebody building reports. And I must tell you categorically that is sometimes it's even always very good if you know beyond visualization and reporting alone. At least you also have an idea of what the data engineer does. You can do some basic engineering stuff. You can do some basic data scientist stuff. You can do some basic AE stuff. And you can also do a bit because even in fact, whether you're a data engineer or whether you're a data, whether you're whatever, you are a BA because you will talk to stakeholders, you will be in a meeting with them, you will try to understand their needs, you will do all of these things. I'm telling you. And data, you can't say because a data analyst, you don't have to know data modeling. It's not possible because that is even the core. That is the core of your reporting. That is the core of whatever solution you are building is on data model. So you must know how to model your data, right? Model data is not just creating relationship between tables. It was way more than that. When we say semantic model, it starts from your transformation, the way you connect to the data source itself, the transformations, your table relationships, and the kind of measures, right? And your knowledge about how you are going to be able to optimize all these different stages of building a semantic model, right? So modeling is a very important part, and not just modeling, also building reports with a high level of performance. You don't want to build a report that when you click on refresh, you have to wait for 4 hours. That means you are not doing a very good job. You are not optimizing your queries, your transformations, your model, your DAX expression in a way that will fully optimize it, right? So that is data modeling, building relationship between tables, defining your metrics, writing your calculations, you know. Now visualization now, because no matter if you have a data and you have 1 million records in your database, in your data source, you cannot see stakeholders cannot know what's going on in your business unless you visualize it. It's when you visualize the data that we're able to know, oh, these are our top 10 products by profit margin. These are our top 10 products by sales. These are our bottom 10 products that are not doing well. Oh, this is where this is the region we had the highest sales. Oh, compared to our last quarter, we made 10% more profit. Oh, blah blah blah. Oh, this, oh that. They will not be able to see this unless you visualize. So being able to visualize, put it in charts and graphs, using infographics, being able to tell a story with the data with your visuals is one of the core tasks or skill that one must have as a data analyst or as a Power BI developer. Analyze. Analyze comes from after visualizing the data, building your chart and your graphs and everything, you must be able to now bring out insights, draw out patterns, identify trends, from the data and be able to predict what the outcome is going to look like. That is where you come in as a data. Because if you just build reports and don't beat on stakeholders, I can bet it with you, nobody will look at your reports. If you just build a report and you just dump it on them, nobody is going to look at those reports. I'm telling you. So you need to you need to know how to go beyond the basics and do the extra work. Oh, after exploring the data, I was able to discover that product ABC has been having low sales in the region in the northern region. And this is because of population in that region. This is because people in that region, their culture, they do not really consume these products. This is because uh, we usually have a delay in trans. These are the kind of insights that stakeholders want you to bring out from the data. And that means that you are not just building the reports, you are also giving them insights that is going to help their decision making from time to time. So that is where the analyze task comes in. The manage task is being able to manage all your Power BI solution, the semantic model, your reports, your dashboard, your workspaces, where you have all your Power BI items, all your fabric items, being able to manage that, being able to avoid so everything, all the applications, all the different parts of your reports, being able to manage every part is the part of manage, right? All your resources, all your applications that you built, the dashboards, the reports, even to the point of sharing, security part of things, managing who sees what and what. All of those things come under manage. So these are the core, five tasks of a data analyst. Now, guys, let's go to the knowledge check now. Interesting. So I want you guys to tell me the answers, or you guys are going to vote. I don't know how you're going to do it, but just just vote or something, or put your answers in the chat section. So which data role enables advanced analytics capabilities, specifically through reports and visualization? So guys, what's the answer? A, B, C. Data engineer, data scientist, data analyst. Love said data analyst. Okay. I want people to respond. What do you think is the answer? Advanced analytics through reports and visualization. Is it a data engineer? Is it a data scientist that does that? Somebody said data. Okay, everybody's data analyst. Okay. We are going to see whether that is correct at the end of it all. So I'm choosing my answer now based on what you guys have said. Someone said data scientist. Okay. But we have majority saying analyst. Someone said scientist. Okay, let's see. Which data analyst tasks has a critical performance impact on reporting analysis? Is it model? Is it analyze? Is it visualize? Which one, guys? Model. Wow. Okay, thank you so much for your answer. Now let's move to the third one. Which one of the following options is the most, sorry guys, is the most important key benefit of data analysis? Is it decisive analytics, informed business decisions, complex reports? Which one is the answer, guys? Some people, everybody speaking B. Okay. Okay. Are you sure that's the correct answer? Are you sure that's the correct answer? Guys, I'm waiting for you to answer. I'm waiting. Is it A, B, or C? I only have 3 responses. Okay, 4. Okay. Most people are picking B. So let's check our answers. Wow, 100%, guys. We all got, yeah. No, now question 1. Let me go back there. It might be a little confusing for that question 1 because you see advanced analytics and you see, oh, this will be a data scientist, but no, Yeah, that's the tricky thing about Microsoft questions. They know how to. If you sometimes you have to read like two times before you can understand the questions, right? So the answer is accurate data analysis because through reports and visualization, a data scientist or data engineer do not build reports. Data analysts build reports. And this one has a critical performance impact because if your data model is not good, then what are you now building? It will affect the performance of your reports. So data model is a critical part when it comes to performance impacts, right? The essence of analysis is what is to make better business decisions. So this is the answer for three. So now we have completed this module. Um, I'm happy to that you guys are here today. If you have more friends that wants to join this class, please send them the link to register. And we are going to meet again next week, Saturday. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you again next week, Saturday, when we are going to start installing Power BI on your local computer. And we are also going to dive into Power Query. Thank you, guys. See you next week. Enjoy your Saturday. Thank you.